Bring it on in. All right, shalom, shalom. The elder here on the Most High's Holy Shabbat. It's good to see those who are on and those who will join later, or those who will watch later. I pray that Harim Shel Amet, Mountain of Truth Ministries, is, helping you day by day, minute by minute, second by second. We want to give thanks to the Most High Yah for all he has done and all he's going to do in our lives. And even though we go through trial, even though we go through tribulation, even though we go through uncertain time periods, we got to just remember to stay faithful. Many of us are going through several things this season. No matter what you go through, you just got to remember to stay the course. Shalom, my brothers. It's good to see you. I hope all is well. Hope all is well in your ministry, and everything is well in Jersey. It's good seeing you. When we look, I'm just coming on, and when we look at lives, and we look at our lives, sometimes we often look back. Now there's nothing wrong with the past, but sometimes when the Most High elevates you to the future, you got to remember sometimes he gives us a direction not to look back. So in the Hebrew walk of life, Hebraically, you're really walking into your new life. You're walking backwards. You're walking blind. You're not seeing where you're going. You're just moving where the Most High has told you to go. But you're looking from where you came from, right? You get it out? So you're walking backwards and you're leaving those things behind. And you're walking blind in faith. And, this is a lot of the problem. We're kind of older, but with the younger generation and with technology and with, I need to know it now or I need the answers right now, it's hard for them to understand what faith is. It's hard for them to say, hey, this is just a rough time. We're going to make it out. A lot of times they turn around and they're looking like, how am I going to look it out? Because they can't see something, right? So as we get up in our 10-year years, right, those are the things that we really need to teach the younger generations, right? Everything that you do, sometimes the things that you do, you just have to move forward in faith, even without a plan. And I'm not saying not going into a situation with a plan, but brother, you go into a raging fire, you go into, chaos. You could say, hey, I got all this training all around me, all this knowledge, all this stuff, and I'm using it for example, and I know I'm not supposed to walk on this floorboard because the fire was coming from below, but I gotta go to there. And sometimes you gotta just, you have to just go in with the faith and that your training and instincts are going to take you to the safe place, to take you to be able to fulfill your mission. Even though you may not have seen it, you may have not have been trained on it. I'm using this for example, y'all, because it's the faith. It's the faith that, listen, everything that I learned, it's all going to come back to me. This is why training is important. In life, we train. In athletes, they train for that moment, right? In school, you train for that moment. If you don't train your body for a moment, when you're faced with that situation, right, what is called they call it the white zone, or you become frozen where I don't know what to do. Your brain is telling you to do something, but you can't do it. It's like, you go into a situation like they teach in law enforcement, a high impact situation. They teach you and you learn how to fire a weapon with weapons all around you. They teach you how to, when you're involved in a situation where you just don't get frozen, You know, you see this with soldiers and stuff, and you're like, I can't. And a lot of us have been there. We've been so frozen or so scared with something in life, we just couldn't move forward. It was like you're trying to move, but you're stuck, because usually we never practice what we were getting ready to what we were getting ready to endure. And if we have time, that's why it's important to practice so we can endure everything, right? The younger generation, they don't understand what faith is. They don't understand moving blinded. They don't understand, like I said, walking, right? Walking forward into your future, right? But remembering to leave things from behind. Because let's go into this lesson real quick. Shalom, Mary. Let's look at Leviticus. And I know we all know the story. Excuse me, Genesis. We all know the story. Genesis chapter 19, most of us. It was issue with Sodom and Gomorrah, you know. So Sodom and Gomorrah was just a nasty place. They had everything going on. It was the, you know, the place where the freaks were, right? So, you know, I'm bringing that down to modern day, right? Lot leaves Sodom, right? So 2 angels, 3 angels, or Melachims came and they said, listen, I need you to try to leave from this area, because the Most High is going to destroy it, because it was what? So much chaos, so much nastiness, so much filth, that he gave them the warning and said, listen, I need you to pack your stuff and what? Leave this area. So let me just jump right into the script. So we go to Genesis 19, verse 15. At dawn, the angels tried to make Lot hurry quick. So, you know, they told Lot they needed to leave, because if we knew, the men were trying to what? Sodomize, or trying to molest, or trying to rape the angels that were there, right? So they were like, wait, hold on for a second. We were already here to what? Handle business. And then, you know, you go back and you read, you see that what? The sinfulness of Sodom, they became blind. The angels gave them a warning, and the Most High said, you know, this is still not enough. So verse 15, go back and read it. At dawn, the angels tried to make Lot hurry. Quick, they said, take your wife, your 2 daughters, and get out of the city, for the city will be destroyed. So it was a warning. Get out. You need to leave, right? I'm going, yo, shalom, cousin. I'm going to what? Destroy the city. But however, right, we see it right here. It says, take your wife and your 2 daughters and get out, so you will not lose your life when the city is destroyed. However, Lot hesitated. Sometimes the Most High tells us what? To hurry up and to what? Move out. He tells us to move forward, but we hesitate. He tells us, hey, this is the season and the time, but we're like the young generation of not having faith, and we can't see it. So we're like, you know, see, we're in this real weird place, all of us that are living in this generation. I don't care if you're 14, and I don't care if you're 94. We're in this weird generation where technology has given us answers in our hand, or has now AI has become so powerful, right, Brother Ben, that you can go on AI and say, should I go outside today? And it's going to give you an answer. Should I go to, I'm telling you, go and do this. Should I go to Walmart, put the address in at this time, and it's going to say, according to blah, 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 this may not be a good time to go to Walmart because of X, Y, and Z, right? So technology in the world is scary, because it's starting, Sister Sharon Shalom, starting to think, trying to think for us. It's playing what? Playing with our own mind. But we have to remember, right? We can't get caught in that mind trap. We have to remember, and I try to tell my children, listen, there was a time before we were talking about the weather, before we kind of really didn't know what the weather was going to be. So we have to go out and move on faith and not fear. We have to move when the Most High tells us to move forward, right? This is what we have to do. We have to what? Move forward. Say move forward.
Move forward.
Move forward. Tell them, move forward.
Move forward.
Right? So as we see, it says what? Lot hesitated. But it says, however, Yahweh had pity on him. How many times has he had pity on us? Because we didn't do what he told us to do. He didn't tell you to get up and go. He didn't tell you to do these things, right? And the Most High said, listen, I'm going to have pity on you, and I'm going to what? I'm going to slow what I'm going to do for a little bit, right? So Yah had pity on him. So the men took him, his wife, and his daughters by hand and led them out the city. Get out. Get out. I sent these Malachims, I sent these messengers because I wanted you to know that, hey, it was time to move, and I knew that what you were going to need help moving, right? Oftentimes the Most High sends us people. Sometimes he will send you an angel. He'll give you an insight for what? For you to what? Move forward and what? The big key was what? Not move back, not look back. It said, verse 17, then one of the Malachims, the angel said, run for your lives, and don't look back. So what happened? Most of them, besides one, they ran for what? Their lives, right? Don't look back and don't stop in the valley. Run to the hills so you won't be killed. The Most High is telling you, escape. I'm giving you the way. I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you the means. It's time to escape. See, we run back because a lot of it has to deal with we are addicted to where we came from. A lot of it is like I said, it's the faith, but it's the addiction that keeps us what? Keeps bringing us back. It's the addiction that what? Brings you to the bottle. It's the addiction that brings you to what? The lack of confidence. Because there's a reason why that. There's a reason. There's the addiction that keeps you from what? Moving forward, right? So we see right here, Lot answered, no, please don't make us do that, sir. You have done me a great favor and saved my life, but the hills are too far away. It was an excuse. It was like an excuse. Lot really, see, when we look at it, we see it like he complied. He did it. Because at the end of the day, even though the Most High spared him, he liked that lifestyle. He liked what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. He liked what was the people around that was around him, right? So he said, listen, the hills are too far. The disaster is going to overtake me. I'm going to die before I get there, right? The faith that he should have had was they already said and they told you that what? They were going to protect you. Get out of here and move quick. So what did they do again, right? He's coming up with an excuse, right? It says that, do you see the little town? It's near enough. Let me go there and you can see it's a small place and I will be safe. They answered, all right, I agree. We won't destroy that town. Hurry, run. I can't do anything till you get there, right? So as we see what happened is Lot was he was finding what? And following the direction and the order that was given to him, but it was with hesitation. So in life we see, and if we fast forward, we get down to Lot's wife, right? And I know most of us know this story. I'm gonna just read it. We'll just go down to 23. We're in Genesis 19:23. The sun was rising when Lot reached Zoar. Suddenly Yahweh rained burning sulfur on the city of Sodom and Gomorrah and destroyed them and the whole valley, along with what? All of the people there and everything that grew on the land. 26. But Lot, his wife, looked back and was turned into the pillar of salt. It's amazing if y'all go on YouTube and you can just say, show me Lot's wife and the pillar of salt. They believe this is, they have it. You can see like the form of the body. You can see it. You see pictures. Because a lot of times what they do is they take the aerial footage. Go on YouTube online and you'll be able to see it, right? But what happened was Lot's wife was addicted to what? The drug that was there. She was addicted to what? That lifestyle. She was addicted to what? The things that she knew and she was yet afraid to what? Change. See, this is what happens. It was the drugs, right? And this lesson, today's lesson is the drug dealer. We're talking about Genesis 19. And when the Most High, shalom, when the Most High tells you us to move forward, it's time to move. Sodom looked good to them. Sodom was fun. Sodom had all kind of crazy lifestyles, kind of sexual fetishes. They had drugs that were going on. They just had life it was the living. It was the life. They saw it like, and the Most High was like, listen, I'm going to pull the ones that I need to get out of here because I need to destroy it. Trust me, there's going to be a better life for you. And see, the thing is like a lot of times we say we want a better life, but we're so addicted back to the drug. We're addicted back to the sin. We're addicted back to the thing that makes us comfortable. It wouldn't be comfortable for Lot and his family to pack up and move into a new land. It wouldn't be comfortable for me to pack my stuff and pack up and get up and move to Georgia right now. It wouldn't be in the very beginning. But if we have faith in what the Most High is telling us to do, we know everything is going to work out. But we must listen to his word. See, we want to listen to our own word. We're so addicted to the drug or to the thing that brought us comfort. See, when we look at the word drug dealer or drug, right? A drug dealer, most of us get upset, right? How could, someone sells things, right, that cause the fall of what? Other people, other neighborhoods, other cities. We've seen it, other states, right? Some say, how come drug dealers are getting rich by selling things that are illegal, right? Some say, yo, I don't like the drug dealer because, you know what, I had to become clean, right? And we're going to just talk about an addiction for a second. There's a lot of people that have fought the addiction of true drugs. I'm talking about narcotic drugs, right? And there are people that have been out here and they have been set free. In the very beginning, most of them that I've talked to, they didn't believe that they could ever do it. Because why? The drug dealer sold them something that they believed was comfort. Whether it was crack cocaine, whether it was powder cocaine, whether it was crystal meth, whether it was dope, whether it was mushrooms, whether it was ecstasy, whether it was marijuana. We can go down the list on and on and on. So what happened was that drug became that thing of comfort. See, people sell you drugs. And I'm not talking about the physical drug. See, when you start dealing with the addiction cycle, right, and you deal with trying to let's look at it like this. If even when we deal with drugs, we look at our country and we all kind of know. I like American Gangster, right? I know some of us may have parted away from movies, but that was with Denzel Washington, and they exposed things that were happening in the 60s and 70s that was pre my time, and there were stories that I've heard from people, and you see it. You see, I can tell you, why do we have 99% Afghan raw? This is probably going to get flagged, y'all. Make it taken down. Heroin in the streets. Where does it come from? But why are people getting addicted to what? The drug. When you get addicted to a drug, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drug, whether it's sex, whether it's violence, whether it's anger, whether it's wickedness, whether it's Torah, which should be our drug, it's the thing that what brings you comfort, right? So, drug dealers, sometimes they're hated in the communities. They can be loved. Some people they love what they bring. I love that they bring the money. I love that they bring me comfort. So we often search for the thing that brings us comfort. Lot and his wife was what? Looking for the thing that was bringing them comfort. And this is why he didn't want to leave. This is why his wife turned back. It was what? The fear of what? Being uncomfortable, right? It was the fear of, I need to what? Start new. I need to listen to the Most High. He tells you, I talked to brothers and sisters like, yo, listen, I've been listening to you, brother, and I've been really combing through the scriptures, but I have a fear of leaving the church. Well, what's the fear? It's the comfort. It's the thing that you know. You go out on the edge. You go out on the edge and you look and say, listen, Most High, point me into the right direction. You want to be here. You want to be studying. You want to be researching. You want to be listening for those who come in later on. The Most High is telling you, I need you to what? Move forward and what? Don't look back. Stop looking for the thing that brought you comfort. We run to that very quick. We run to the thing. Sometimes people get comfort from crying. Sometimes people get comfort from worrying. Sometimes people get comfort, listen, from all those different things, right? And, the thing is that the comfort is usually what? The drug. And a lot of times it's the drug that someone dealt to us. We have to be careful. Sometimes that we go back in life, whether we're dealing with a full-fledged addiction, if my comfort is every single time there's some kind of drama that's going on, I pick up the phone and I get on the phone and I can call this person, right? That person becomes what? Your vice. That person becomes what? Your drug. That person becomes, see, what we got to realize in life is you get people that just tell you what you want to hear. A lot of times we'll go searching, looking for advice, and we're going to keep going till we find the person that's going to tell us what we want to hear. That's why scripture, yes, Sister Sharon, we are too concerned about what others think. Scripture says they're looking for the itchy ears. I'm looking for the person who is not going to truly correct me. Now, a lot of times people may give you a false sense of correction. That's because why? They are trying to what? Use you, and you'll see later on, for what? Their own benefit. We got to be careful. That's the drug. That's the drug that comes in place. Now we believe that we have, oh man, where's Brother Akbest at? I got to talk to him. No, the Most High said, no, I want you to move forward and you talk with me. Have faith that this is what I'm telling you doing. It's going to be right, right? So today we see drug dealers, right? Sometimes as not just people, and I'm getting at that, people that just are on the corner or pushing dope through up the ships up the coast, or the businessman or the pharmacist, or your counselor, right? But even they're normal everyday people and what they're feeding you. This is why it says we got to be careful who we align ourselves with. We go through a bad situation, who do you reach out to? The person that's going to feed you the drug of comfort. Sometimes the drug of comfort is just, you may not really have that nastiness in you. You may have shook some of that stuff off, but sometimes it comes back to that person brings that side of you that, oh, that made me feel good, because yeah, they told you what you wanted to hear. They told you, listen, and we got to also be careful too that we don't become dope dealers. And I don't mean disrespect to anybody has fought the narcotics and fought it. We can sell drugs. We sell. Let's jump in Leviticus. Let's jump in Leviticus 19:13. We can sell what? We sell things all the time. Leviticus 19:13. Check this out, y'all. Do not rob or take advantage of anyone. Are we taking advantage of people? Are people taking advantage of you? What drug have you sold? What have you sold to people? Are you selling a lie to them? Because what happens is they get addicted to that lie, because maybe you were the only person that brought what? A sense of truth to them. Because see, sometimes people just go back, well, you know what? I just told them that for the moment because, you know, they really weren't ready for the truth. Yes, they are ready for the truth. They can't handle the truth. Well, that's not your job. Your job is to give them the truth, and the Most High Yahweh is going to what? Let the truth set them free. Because sometimes we just got to hear it. Sometimes, yo, you know what? Yeah, it was me. It was you. Not, hey, yeah, it's his fault. It's her fault. So we see right here, Leviticus 19:13. Do not rob or take advantage of anyone. Do not hold back the wages of someone you hired, not even for one night. So we're looking at the scripture, and it's saying people here, all right, let me keep reading. Do not curse the deaf or put something in front of the blind. Do not, we're talking about the false hope. So it will make them stumble over it. He says, obey me. I am Yah, your Elohim. I am your God. We see here, people are selling what? Damaged goods. We're selling false hope. We're you know, a lot of times people sell you things sometimes just to see you fall. I know we don't like to look at it like that. We always want to think everybody has a righteous tongue. Everybody's, you know what? Well, they're really for me. Yeah, they just listen and they're really for me. Well, did they correct you? See, that's where we got to start dealing with and start looking at things. Because I can call a whole lot of people right now that's going to sit down and listen, and then they take that same thing that you're coming to them to talk to them about, and what do? They tuck that thing in their back pocket to come back out to manipulate you, or to sell you a damaged good, or sell you something what that will make you fall, or something that what they can use for what their benefit. So, you know, we have to look at this, right? We have to want to sell people the truth, even if it hurts. Sell your children the truth, even if it hurts. Sell your moray, your pastor, the truth. I heard a brother talking about saying his name was Yahshua, or his name was Yahweh, or his name was Yah. Please, this is what I researched. Talk to them. I'm going to not because I'm a friend. I don't want to offend Yeshua. He didn't care about offending anybody. He was a straight up rebel, if that's the word we want to use. He said, listen, I'm going to stand my ground, and I'm going to feed you some food that what you need to have. I'm going to feed you the food, even if you're not digesting it all. But I know you're going to digest it, and what? You're going to what? Allow that what food, or allow that truth to what? Set you free. The beginning of setting free is open your eyes. It opens your eyes. You're illuminated. You can now see things that you didn't see before. Okay, every time I go through this situation, this is the vice I run through. Every time I go through the situation, this is the drug. I'm telling you, we all have some kind of vice or some kind of drug. And sometimes it was the drug that was dealt through the years, and now we're dealing with 20 years. All right, 20 years, man. She make me mad. I left. I go to the shaky bakes. Right? Mary hates it. I say stuff like that. But I don't do that. But 20 years that go by, they make me mad. I disappear and I run out and I don't come home for 3 days. Why? Because you learn to what? Run. You weren't, it's the fear factor. Face your fears because you were taught it somewhere. Ask the Most High, allow me to see this thing head on. Send me people that aren't going to send me what? Damaged goods. Send me people that aren't here to manipulate me or to use me. Sometimes people will use you just to knock you out of position. Sometimes it's not even about you. I'm going to use you because it's something that I see, something that I need to get to. That's behind it you can't see. See, let's go to Sirach 34:1. So that would be Ecclesiastes. Sirach, it's in the Apocrypha. Hey, shalom, sis. 34:1. Foolish people are deceived by vain hopes, and dreams get them excited. Think about it. Think about yourself. Vain hopes. Okay. Now we know we shouldn't have played the lottery. Playing the lottery is a vain hope. It is a small percentage. But we allow what? Our dream to get excited. We spend more time trying to catch that number. We spend more time trying to what? Trying to win or trying to be part of Babylon and part of Mitzrayim, Egypt, of the world, instead of saying, let me set myself apart. And as I pull myself apart, let me have faith that the Most High is going to what? Direct me in the new path of life. We do. Man, yo, I just need this money, man. I got $10. I'm going to go hit the slots. I know a lot of Israelites that study that struggle with gambling. I do. And I'm not going to put them out there. But if you're watching, ask the Most High to set you free from it. That's why they have things called banks. This is why sometimes if you do struggle with your addiction or your drug of gambling, well, where did that come from? Did it come from rolling dice? Did it come from your friends? That was Satan selling you the drug to gamble it's a big risk if I lose this money to make money. No, there's different ways that we go about. I don't need a credit card because why? I'm not a wise spender. That's gambling. You're gambling with your finances. You know what? I'm going to have money next week, so if I spend and buy this, I'm going to make up. But what happens when your roof collapses? What happens when something happens that's drastic? Now you don't have that money. I'm using it for example. So let me get back to 34:1. 30 foolish people are deceived by vain hopes. But it says in dreams, get them excited. A person who pays attention at all to dreams is like someone who tries to catch shadows or chase the wind. I'm not talking about the dreams that the Most High Yahweh gives you, or the visions, or the spirit, the enlightenment that comes from what? The Shemer and Shamayim. The dream of, first of all, we have dreams, but a lot of people dreams to make it. I can make it without him. I could do this on my own, right? Dreams sometimes come from what? The false mindset that has empowered, has taken over our mind. The dream is that, you know what? Let me just keep going, and I'll come back to that, right? So when we look at the way that our lives start to pan out, we go back and we look at the things that were our addicted, brought us comfort in our addiction. It never really brought us comfort because we would be set free. Think about it. An addiction is something that keeps pulling you back. What are you addicted to? Some people are addicted to chaos. Some people are addicted to no faith. Because some people don't want to have faith because now it makes them have to what? Become patient. I need what I want and I want what I need and I need it right now. Are you that person? What are we going to do here? A lot of times this comes back into the false hope. Where does false hope come from? Where was it fed? Sometimes our parents fed us false hope and we didn't realize it till we became 30, 40, 50, 80, 90, 100 and realize that. The Most High is giving you what? The ball. You're in your court. You want to take an easy shot? You want to go up for the layup, or you want to try to take the 3-pointer and lose? we have to just be, we gotta be mindful of this when we're talking to the younger generations. And this is where I started at, where they can't see. Everything is at what? A flick of a wrist. Oh, is that really right? Is that how you spell onomatopoeia? Oh, no, you're wrong. Well, you know what? They want everything in their hand, and they want all the answers right then and there. What are we doing? Are we doing the same thing? And then they look back at us and they're like, well, you know, you're doing the same thing. See, the world is falling off because there's no faith. The world is falling off because we're back to the beginning of the text of Genesis. We keep looking back at the thing that Yah is trying to pull us away from. We keep going back to the vice and to the drug. We keep going back, whether the drug was pornography, whether the drug was sex, whether the drug was illegal drugs, whether the drug was robbery, whether the drug was chaos, whether the drug was being lazy. Being lazy and being a sloth is a sin. Yeah, I'm going to do it later. I'm going to move that glass. Go downstairs, get another glass. Yeah, I'll move it later. Go downstairs, get a cup. I'll move it later. Next thing you know, we got this hoarding addiction, which is real, that happens. So now I became so addicted to that drug, to the hoarding. Y'all see it. I can use all kind of different scenarios. Now I'm addicted to that cup because this was my lucky glass that sat there. So if that glass don't sit there in that room, because what? We became lazy. We became, and then now it became a fear. Well, you know what? That cup's been sitting there for 4 years. I'm really afraid to move it. Why? Now it came to, I'm collecting all kind of cups. I know it's kind of a weak analogy, but the point is that we turn around and we become addicted to the drug, to the thing that Yah is trying to what? Set you free from. Proverbs 27:6. He's saying, I need you to release in this season. I need you to get your hand off the steering wheel. I need you to what? Drive with what? Your eyes closed and have true faith in me. That what? I have a path for you. I have a path for your future. Because a lot of times the path that we're walking down is really not for us. It's for the future. So now our future generations, what? Can't succeed because what? We didn't walk the path. Or we got off the path. Or we turned back and kept going back into what? The zone of comfortness. Because we were afraid to kind of step forward. Proverbs 27:6. They say, friends mean well, even when they hurt you. But the enemy put his arm around your, but when an enemy puts his arm around your shoulder, watch out. What's the enemy? Why are we running to our enemy? Or the thing that really keeps our mind from becoming clear? Why are we running back to the drug? Or why are we running back to the dope? Why are we running back to that thing? When I don't care what it is. When something takes over your mind and you can't think totally clearly, that's not your true thinking. Your true thinking is when you're what? Set free in the mind. Yeah, I just need to take this shot real quick so I can think. Yo, I need to just roll up real quick. Yo, I need to just go back because, the advice that this person gives me, it takes me back. And no, the Most High wants our mind to what? Be set free. And he's given us Torah. He's given us his word, his direction. Y'all getting this? To what? This is the answer. Showing us, I got the keys to the handcuff. We got to stop letting the dope dealer, the drug dealer, what? Put us on lock. Because what? We keep turning to go back. Whatever sin that we may be facing and fighting, it's called a sin for a reason. Right? So, a lot of times, even with us, we sell people, all right, we use this, the Easter Bunny and Christmas. We start selling an addiction at an early age or a lie, right, to someone, and now they can't shake it. Now, I taught my children, I'm using for example, I taught my children for 10 years there was a Santa Claus, and then now I'm trying to tell them, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. Now they're going to deal with what? Their next future, the future. See, we gotta really be careful, right? When we start dealing with this, because a lot of times we sell people drugs that they what? they really can't what? Afford, or they can't, we sell them addiction that they may not be able to shake. We can go back and look at a lot of our friends growing up in life and a lot of things that we have done, or the false lies and all of the trials and tribulations we were put through. And a lot of times when we go back, most of us as a circle, as our friends, we are fighting the same demon, the same battle. But when are we going to become set free? The way we become set free is to what? Understand from the very beginning of what we were facing, what we were battling. And then we got to ask ourselves why we are afraid to move forward and what? Start new. Why we are afraid to admit, hey, I've been walking down the same path every day. I've been walking down 22nd in Cambridge for every day for 14 years, and I'm afraid to walk down another street. When are you going to start and say, I'm going to walk on faith and find out what else is on what's on the new street? Because where has it gotten me? Where has it got me? I'm ice skating up a hill. I'm spinning on wheels. I feel like I'm moving forward, but I took 20 steps backwards. He sent you backwards, right? Because he's telling you, I want you to run from where you came from. Because we go back to Genesis when we came in. He told Lot and Lot's family to run, not walk, run. When you run away from something, Shalom Prophet, when you run away from something, it means you're really trying to get away. If I walk away from something, as you're walking, what's happening? Your brain is what? Still making you go down memory lane and think. When you're running, you're like, I got to go. I got to get out. Lot's like, I don't want to run. I can't do this. His wife was like, I can't do it. She looked back. She felt comfortable from what? All of the dope, all of the drug, everything that was being sold to her. That was her what? Place of comfort. Proverbs, did I say the scripture? Proverbs 21:6. It says, the riches you get by dishonesty soon disappear, but not before they lead you into the jaws of death. The riches you get by dishonesty. Okay, you may not be dishonest and saying, hey, I'm a liar, right? But what comfort, the comfort that you run to, the vice that you run to, you're not running to the Most High. First of all, thou shalt not have any other gods. You shall not bow down to any other god. My commandments fell. We can go right there. That vice, that drug became the God that I went to. I'm so stressed out, but I got to call my best friend on the phone. He's away on vacation. I can't speak to him. And I'm in the house having a pity party by myself. It became your God. It became your vice. It became your drug. It became what? Your addiction. Right? So we look at these things and we say what? It led you to what? Into the jaws of death. Yah doesn't want us to be led into what? The mouth, the shark, the teeth. He doesn't want us to be led there. I want you to be what? Led and set free. But we got to want to be set free. What is it? John, Yohanan Prophet, what is it? John 8? John 8 and 8:31. So Yeshua said to those who believed in him, do you believe in him? Do we believe in him? It says that you were baptized, or you came up new, or you are a new spirit. But why are we a new spirit but running back to the drugs of the past? I don't think we believe. Let's keep it real here. He says, if you obey my teaching. Well, what is his teaching? His teaching was Torah. See, we hear this word, and a lot of people who have started to come out of religion, the first thing they say is, yeah, I heard that word Torah, and it like I thought it was like a ish person thing. Torah is the law. The whole Bible and the Apocrypha is all based on law. The law of the lands are pretty much based on Torah. I don't care where you live across what? The four corners of the universe. Most of it is all based on the law of Torah, whether they say this is the state law, or this is the city law, this is the country law. It's a law. Without a law, we would be what? Lawless. When someone says the law is done away with, well, what did he say in 1 John 3 and 4? The law can't be done away with. Because if the law was done away with, if when we die and we go to face judgment, we want to have a judgment to face because there's no law. Y'all get it? But let me get here. It says, if you obey my teaching, that's his father's, that's Yah's teaching. You are really my disciples. You are really my people. Obey me, not the dope dealer. Obey me, not the thing that makes you feel comfort. Obey me. But what do we want to do? The answers are here. It's called the book of life for a reason, right? It says you will know the truth. And the truth, that's it. Will what? Set you free. Get free from the dope that people slung you. Get free from all of this. We got all of this stuff that's stuck in us. It's stuck. And sometimes it's our own fault. It's our own doing. But we want to still sit and blame everybody else. I want to blame you for something that you put in my head in 88. I gave you that much power. I allowed you to have that power to manipulate my mind for over 40 years. I don't know if that's the math. If that math is right. And we turn around and we get mad. He says, I want you to get set free. But do you want to be set free? We've been sold things by people who have sold us. Some people, we knew what they were selling to us, and we took it. We took it. And we accepted it. And then now what? We're stuck. 2 Timothy. Today's lesson on being set free. Get free from the drugs. Get free from the addictions. Get free from all of those things that the Most High says, I don't want you to even have within your temple. I don't want that in my temple. I don't want the gambling in the temple. Do y'all get it when Yeshua went there and he went wild? It representing the illegal things that were going on in his father's house. See, I know y'all don't want to deal with this. Where did Yeshua do his teachings at? Most of his teachings. You heard once in a while he went into a synagogue. Prophet, he went into what? He was in a quahal, an assembly. But most of his teachings were what? On the outside. He went into the what? Temple and saw all the things that were defiling the temple. He's looking at the sin inside of the what? People that were supposed to be what? Walking, living testimonies of the Most High. He's looking inside the door of them and saying, I don't like what I see. How dare you defile the kingdom that's supposed to be within you? Set yourself free from what? The drugs, from the dope, from the things that what? Have been put inside of us. 2 Timothy, go back and read it. Ask the Most High, give you a different insight. See, we read this stuff like it's some of us, let me just read this, or we were taught it like it's some kind of fairy tale. This ain't no fairy tale, this is real. Show me, give me the spiritual eyes to see what this means. It's something deeper than this. This is why the world can't get it. Because they want to look like everything is a fairy tale. 2 Timothy 4, verse 3 through 4. It says, this time will come when people will not listen to sound doctrine. I'm telling you go right, but you want to go left. Oh, that's just the elder talking. I believe that the word of the Most High comes through me, and I'm trying to show you the right path. But everyone else is going this way. Well, everybody else told me to go this way. What are we doing here? I didn't want to listen to it. I don't want to be held accountable. We don't want to be held accountable. We don't. We want to do what everyone else does, but we'll follow their own desires. What was your own desire? To run back to the drug, to turn around. He told him, shoo, I don't want you to turn back. What happened when she turned back? She got stuck. When Lot's wife turned back, she was stuck. She was frozen. To this day, she's frozen in the capsule. Look it up. Some reason they have it blocked off. Can't nobody get to it. Is she still physically living in there? We get stuck when Yah tells us, I need you to move forward. I need you to, we're going to fight this thing. But we get stuck. And she's just like this. This is how the Most High is looking down at us. We froze our own self in, we did our own Star Wars. We froze our own self in the time capsule. But we want to blame everybody else for the choices and the decisions that you made, that I made, that at the point, yes, I may have been taught something, but now I know better. You may have been taught wrong, but now you know better. Well, I don't want to, I'm just afraid now. Where's your faith? It says, but what? He just said it's right here. You will follow your own desires and collect themselves with more and more teachers who will what? Tell them what their itchy ears want to hear. I'm going to call the elder. He going to tell me what I want to hear. I ain't calling the elder. I ain't calling Ryan because, yo, that gets on my nerves, man. He every time. Because why? Because if I love you, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to what? Teach you what? The emet. I'm going to tell you what? The real truth. The truth of the Most High. Right? And a lot of times when you look at people, see, this is how you catch some, I don't want to say go lie, but be in a fake low place. This is how you do. Be in a fake low place and go ask that person or that device or that drug. Remember, the drug talks to you. When I'm in a bad situation, let's see what kind of advice they give you. Because most of the time it's betrayal. When you look at it, all of it is betrayal. I know we don't like to look at it like that. This is why it says we got to be careful of what? Who we listen to. Who do we go to? Yo, if the Most High directed you and told you to get off the path of religiosity and move forward on the truth walk, and your husband and your wife don't, leave them behind. You want to be frozen like Lot? If the Most High told you, hey, I need you to save $10 every single week, but your kids are mad because now you can't get little extra snacks, who became the God? See, we got a lot of repenting to do because there's a lot of things that the Most High has told us, whether he told us personally or he spoke through other people. That's what the prophet is. It's speaking through other people. Someone can write something in the chat right now that Yah has told them to write, and you what? We go through and we ignore it. And then Yah's going to say, you're going to face judgment on it because I gave you an answer there. Psalm 69 and 21, Shalom. It says, when I was hungry, they gave me poison. I'm going through it. What is the person feeding you? What is the drug feeding you? What is the situation feeding you? What is your vice feeding you? Now, I'm going to take it here. I'm going to take it here for a minute, right? I think Prophet got off. I'm Prophet down Baltimore, right? All right, we'll go back to the Most High created everything in Genesis. He created marijuana. Now I smoke and I can think clear and I can have a full mindset of clarity, right? We just go use that for example, right? When we turn around and we start looking at the things that we think. Now, I know some people say, hey, I wrote my best music when I was high. Yo, I got my best insight when I was drunk. I got my best insight when I was addicted to drugs. I got my best fighting when I was what? Addicted in anger. But where does those things lead you? Did they set you free? Most of the time they set you backwards. Anything that is what? Designed to keep your mind. We use crystal meth. It was a man-made product designed to what? Control you. Today we have what? Drugs of cell phones. I talked about AI right before we started. It's designed to what? Control your thinking. It's designed to what? Tell you, is it a good day for me to go outside? Should I go to Walmart today? It's designed to what? Take over your mind. It's designed to give you the false hope that what it's telling you is correct. So now what you start doing is leaning back on that thing. Be careful. The ChatGPT and all that stuff, it's like everything. It has its good and it has its bad. Now this thing has what? Planted seeds in your brain. Well, let me go ask ChatGPT. Every single thing, we got to watch it. We got to watch it for the future generation. We got to see where they're going. We got to see how our mind is the master, and our mind is full of power. We got to watch the people that we go to. I'm hungry. Hungry means I need knowledge. Hungry means I'm coming. I'm going through something. Are they feeding you poison? Are you feeding yourself poison? Because sometimes we feed our own self the drug. This is why we can't get released, because I keep feeding myself the same drug and I'm not going to anybody else for help, because I believe that the drug that I'm using or I'm getting or my vice is the way out. Look at yourself the last 5 years. Is it the way out? I'll take care of my finances on my own. I don't need to go see a financial advisor. Are you in the same financial situation that you were 5 years ago? I don't even want to use 5 years. We can take it down to 3. And the way the world is going now, we can take things down to 2. I don't need to see a counselor. I'm perfectly fine. But you're still battling the same. I don't need Torah. I don't need a relationship with the Most High. But you're still fighting and battling the same. What are we doing here? Y'all quiet today. I know it's hot out. When I was hungry, they gave me poison. When I was thirsty, they offered me vinegar. What are people offering you? What are they slinging to you? And why are we accepting it? See, our mind is the first place where when you're being served to offer something, whether it's a food craving, we can deal with food. Your mind says that cake was so good. Knowing we know, I want another piece. Knowing we know that cake brought me comfort. Knowing we know now I got to deal with sugar. Knowing we know I got to deal with cholesterol. Knowing we know I got to deal with the high fat. Knowing that we know I got to deal with the weight. The addiction. We all have it. I'm suffering now. Bad shoulders. My addiction was the gym. Man, this is health. This is what I need. You see it. I'm jacked. I'm swole. But now I'm suffering from what? The thing that became what? Too much. And for me, like I said, I put it before the Most High. I had to repent for that. What happened? That became what? All vanity. It's vanity. Anything you put before the Most High. I spend more time doing this than what? Spending time with the Most High. Drugs are a band-aid. The dope that they slung us, the religiosity, the false religion, it was a band-aid. That's why most of our people never got set free. Yes. Has it helped some? Yes. But it was what? It was what? Open gateway for most people to Yah saying, I'm opening this gate for you to come into the full truth. Because I got what? Bigger things for you. The Band-Aid is only going to give you a relief, but you need the true healing. You got a relief for a minute. The drug gave you a relief, but where's the healing at? It never became healing because it became an addiction. Y'all know what you're fighting. You know what you're facing. I may not know. Genesis 12. I'm out y'all way real quick. Genesis chapter 12. We got to be careful what we dish out, because sometimes the things we dish out, it affects what? Our future generations. So Genesis 12, and I'm gonna give a brief, verse 10 through 20, so we don't have to read through it all. Abraham, we know he went into Egypt, right? As Abraham was going into Egypt, he says, listen, I'm going to lie. Listen, when we go back and read this, did we read and see that the Most High told Abraham to lie and say that his wife was his sister? And we know technically when we deal with it, it really wasn't a lie because it was his half-sister. But did we see it? No, he went on his own. He didn't have the faith there. Genesis, we saw twice that what? Abraham, what? His own addiction, right? Really, truth be told, Abraham dealt with fear. He dealt with fear that and a lack of trust from the Most High, and it caused him to move out of order. Think about it. I'm lying to a king. I'm lying to kings who could what? Have the so-called power to kill me, to put me in jail, to do whatever they want. If we look at Abimelech, who was the king, right? Was that, oh man. The first time, remember, he lied to the Egyptian king. The second time, he ended up lying to what? Abimelech. He was the what? King of Ger, right? And when Yah even spoke to him and said, listen, do not what? Touch this woman. Do not do anything with this woman. See, Abraham didn't think that his lie, what? Was going to affect someone else. See, Abraham had a kind of an addiction of what? An addiction of the lying. We see it, and you got to go back in Jasher, and we see it back in the very beginning when what? He was told to leave his father's land and the land of Ur after he burnt the idols. See, you got to go back. We got to read. We got to understand this. So that started to become what? his addiction, the lie was able to what? Let me get through. I made it through. I snuck through each crack with a little bit of a lie. And I didn't care how it affected. I didn't care that what? My brother, Abraham's brother, was put to death. We got to go see that. We got to go back and look at Jasher and Jubilee, or Jasher, and look and see what happened. The lie, the things that were happening, it opened up a door for what? Future generations to be what? Fed or cast a judgment because of what? The little drug that we gave, the thing we were addicted to, instead of saying, I'm going to stand on the truth. We saw this right here. Go back and read it. So Abimelech, he what? He confronted Abraham about his deception. So now he's like, yo, you deceived me. You lied. You, and Abraham tried to explain his reasoning on the lie. I think that jumps in Genesis chapter 20. Yes, Genesis chapter 20. So when you get a chance, go back and read Genesis 20, 9 through 13, right? All right, we'll start at 9. Then Abimelech called Abraham and asked, what have you done to us? What wrong have I done to you to make you, what? Bring disaster on me and my kingdom. His addiction, the lying where he could have said this was my sister, my wife from the beginning, and could have been blessed. We saw how blessings happen. But he says no one should ever do what you have done to me. And he said, well, why did you do it? Abraham answered, I thought there would be no one here who has reverence for Yahweh, for God, and they would kill me to get my wife. Where was his faith? Back to the very beginning of the lesson. He what? Fell back into what? His comfort zone of lying. Yes, Abraham, I know we don't like to say, and I'll deal with the judgment if I'm wrong, but I know we don't like to say or call some of the prophets out of the past for the things that they've done. Yah has put it in there, or allowed writers to put it in there, so we see. Minus Enoch and Elijah, and even we could look at holes within them. We see these things that were happening. So Abimelech, what happened? He restored Sarah to Abraham, and then and then gave him what? A hefty what? Restitution payment. See, the thing is that we don't know what he would have got from the very beginning. But what happened was he could have caused a whole kingdom to fall, a whole nation of people to fall, because he fed them a lie. He fed them the drug. He fed them, I'm going to tell you what I think you want to hear. Sorry, y'all, it's like 90, 98, it's hot. He fed them what? The drug that he believed was going to what? Help him out. It could have backfired on him. The king could have said, you know what? Ain't no more Abraham. But the Most High what? Still had mercy on him. Gave him money. He had animals. He had benefits. He said, listen, you can live, Abraham, any place you want. But think about how upset he was. Why did you do this to me instead of just telling me the truth? The lie Abraham dished out affected people that he didn't know. Sometimes we lie little lies instead of telling the truth, and they affect people that we may never ever know. I lied to this person about something. They went home, told their family something, who told their family who I don't know, and it affected all of them. The deception. Listen, we got to understand that, Abraham dished out something to somebody who didn't know, who also was an Israelite, because remember, Abimelech's father was Gideon. He dished him out some drugs that could have what? Caused a whole downfall of a whole nation or a whole group of people, all because of what? One little lie, one little drug, one little addiction. I'm telling y'all here today, I'm done, y'all. Let's be set free. Let's get set free. They say, let's shake the monkey off of us. I know we don't like to use that term, and let's get set free. When the Most High is telling us to move forward, run. When we walk, we have too much time to think. There's a difference. Go running. If you can't run anymore, think about when you used to run. When you're running, you don't have time to really think. You're just moving. Now, maybe people who are avid cross-country runners, they can run. And I know I've talked to some people. Another brother, he would do like the 100-mile runs. I'm like, how do you do that? He's like, I just think about things when I'm running. I'm like, oh my goodness, I But most of the time when you're running, your brain doesn't have time to slow think. Run from the thing. Run from the dope. Run from the drug, yo, I'm done. So you got to get off. Run from the thing that weight. He's telling you to shake the weight off. Move forward. And if you don't, please make sure you don't pass that thing down to the next generation. Claim your thing. Claim it. This was me. I go to my kids all the time. The other night, I was upset. This was your dad. Sometimes we have to be spokespersons, and we have to what? Not be afraid to what? Speak the truth, even if it hurts our own ears. So listen, y'all. It's the elder here. I'm glad y'all came in. Well, I'm going to leave you out on Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. Israel, remember this. Yahuwah, Yahweh, the Lord is our God, and the Lord is one. Love Yah with all your heart, all your soul, all your strength. Never forget these commands that I'm giving you today. Teach them to your children. Repeat them when you are at home. He says repeat when you're home to yourself. This is the drug that he wants us to have. Repetitive mind, it's in there. Repeat them when what? When you are at home, when you are away, when you are resting, and when you are working. Tie them on your arms and wear them on your foreheads as a reminder. Write them on the doorpost. That's the blood that's on the doorpost. That's the blood that's on the doorpost. The commandments were what? On the doorpost. So the angel of death will what? Not touch you. So listen, y'all. Keep the Most High close to you. Let that be the only drug and the only addiction that we need. Get into Torah. You can do it. Shalom.